Hello and welcome to my Tinker speedrun on the Dire side, where I'll show you how to get an insanely fast boost of travel on top of Soul Ring in a game where I get some pretty unlucky creeps. And also I will show you how to deal with these new, more aggressive creeps that you have to deal with in Dota Reborn. I'm not gonna go too much into the strategy, the tree corning phase, the timings and all that. If you wanna watch that stuff, you should watch my Tinker jungling guide by clicking here. In this video I'll focus more on how I move my hero and what I do to prevent tanking the creeps, because for God knows what reason the creeps are more aggressive in Dota Reborn, so if you're not careful then you might tank a lot more damage than you'd like to. And if that happens, then you will be an easy gank, and you don't really want to invest in tankers when you do this. So let's all try to not tank the creeps when you do this, then you will be a lot more successful. So like you saw in the guide, you pull at 53, 55, and then you got this double stack to start things off. So pretty much what you want to do is to cut down these trees in this area here and then move back just a little bit when the creeps come to attack you. Try as best you can to lose the aggro right when they're trying to hit you. So you see the golems got a few hits on me because I was sloppy, but that's okay, they don't hit that hard. The ogres are so slow they will never even reach me. The creeps you really have to take care against are the wolves and the centaurs. If I didn't get golems, I would have had time to stack the hard camp here at the 2-minute mark, but the golems slow me down a little bit. If I had had wolves or satyrs together with the golems, I could have still made it, but I was unlucky with the creeps because the ogres are quite tanky, plus I got the golems. But as you can see, I get centaurs now, and these guys are seriously angry. They will hurt you and they will kill you if you let them. So you see, I've done a pretty good job cutting down the trees, and I'm trying to hide all the way down here, and still the centaurs managed to hit me a little bit. And I actually fail here. I should have killed the centaurs faster, so I could have made it in time to stack the hard camp also. So this is a mistake on my part. If I had played it even more safe, I wouldn't have had to tank the centaurs as much as I did. But you see, the thing is, you still need to kill the creeps in time to stack the hard camp plus medium camp. So it's all about finding the balance between not tanking the creeps and still make it in time to stack the hard camp plus the medium camp. Here I get even more golems, but this time I can deal with them and still make it in time to stack, because I have my level 2 march ready, and also because at this point I'm getting very good at right clicking the creeps in the way, so I'm setting up the small golems so they will die from the next march. I'm hitting all the small golems twice to be exact, and then I pay very close attention to which of the golems take the most damage from the march, and then I barely made it in time to stack the hard camp plus medium camp here. I have a lot of respect for the wolves here. They're like the centaurs, they can really hurt me. But the thing about the wolves is that unlike the centaurs, they are very weak and die easily to march at the machines. Which means I have plenty of time to play it very safe and tank as little as possible. So you see here again, I hide all the way down here and I try to lose the aggro when they're getting close to me. Okay, in this case the wolf is like one hit away from dying, so this time it doesn't matter that much. But generally you should stand here or here to avoid tanking damage. Whatever you do, do not go down in this area here, and I'm not talking about the low ground, I'm talking about the high ground area here, close to the actual camp. Don't go here, because in rare cases the creeps will think that they are back home, and then they will just start to attack you like crazy. So don't go here if the creeps are close to hitting you. If it should happen, then you might have to go all the way up here again to lose the aggro, and that's gonna cost you a little bit of farming time. So here I have plenty of time before the next stack, and when you have time to spare like I have here, then you should use it to either gank with the missiles, check the rune, or just cut down as many trees as you can. And here in a second you'll see that I get golems for a third time in the rune camp, and this time the golems here are costing me camp pretty much, because I have entered this second phase where I do the double stack by going north, and also I've abandoned the high ground area because I'm more focused on killing the medium camp stack also. So this means I pretty much lost an entire rune camp, because if I had gotten something that was not the golems, then I could have killed them off and stacked, and then I could have killed the new camp also. But I got the golems, so it's gonna take me like 2 minutes to kill these guys. This time it was pretty much out of my hands, they were just unlucky that I got golems at exactly this point in time. You may have noticed in the corner here I have written down whenever I lose the opportunity to stack. This is something I have in the back of my head at all times. I know how the perfect run would look, and I know that in this particular replay I missed some opportunities to stack the hard camp twice, both because I got unlucky with the creeps in the beginning, golem plus the ogres, and also I was too slow at killing the centaurs. And as I mentioned, the golems here in the rune camp at the 5-minute mark also made me miss a stack. What separates good players from bad players is knowing not how many creeps you killed, but rather how many creeps you didn't kill and you could have killed. This applies when you're farming in the lane, but it also applies here in the jungle. This mindset of knowing what creeps I could have potentially killed but I didn't is what is helping me to create these really fast jungle patterns. So here you will see I will clear the stacks and then I'll get my super fast travels. This replay is pretty close to the perfect run. Like I said, I missed 3 potential stacks, but only 1 out of these 3 was actually my own fault. The other missed stacks were because of the golems at unlucky timings. But let's say you did get the perfect run and got the last 3 stacks also. How fast would you be able to get the travels then? I don't think it's gonna be faster than this, to be honest, because you always want to do one last double stack and then immediately after clear the stack with March and Ria. So if you want to be faster than this, then you have to be a whole minute faster actually, and that is just not realistic. Even with the last 3 stacks you'll need like bounty rooms and maybe even a kill with a rocket to make that happen. But on the Radiant side, however, I actually did manage to do it a whole minute faster than this. I got Soul Ring travels at 6:47 on the Radiant side. I did take the first bounty rune when I did this on Radiant, but when I looked at the replay I saw that I actually didn't even have to take the bounty rune to break the 7-minute mark for the Soul Ring travels. It would have still been possible to do without the bounty rune. So I take back what I said earlier about Tinker jungling being faster on Dire. It's still fast, don't get me wrong. Here on Dire in the replay you just watched I got Soul Ring travels in less than 8 minutes, which is already holy shit fast. But on Radiant I got the Soul Ring travels in less than 7 minutes. And that replay wasn't perfect either. So apparently this is potentially even faster on Radiant, which surprises me a lot. But on average I get the travels between 8 to 10 minutes in real games, both on Radiant and Dire. If you get constantly ganked and your team won't help you, then it takes a bit longer obviously. It's the same rules that applies to the mid tinker basically. I've tried this a lot in pub games and people just don't know what to do. If you gank with just one more person, then they just start dying from rocket, re and rocket, and then the game is pretty much over. They really have to contest you in the jungle, because if they don't contest you, this is just too fast. It was already the world's fastest when I did the Tinker Jungling guide for the Radiant side, where I got the Soul Ring travels in a little more than 8 minutes. And now it's 1.5 minutes faster than that. So like I said, now the time to beat is 6:47. So honestly, it's just a matter of time before the pros realize how stupidly broken this strategy can be and try it out in a pro game. And I'm really looking forward to seeing that. I really hope that will happen. So check out my new speedrun on Radiant, it is definitely worth watching. But anyway, I hope this video has been helpful. I understand a lot of you have had trouble doing this here on the Dire side in Dota Reborn. It is still very reliable, it's still very fast, you can do it without tanking, but it is arguably even more difficult now in Reborn. So if you do this Tinker jungling for the first time, then I recommend you start on the Radiant side. It is easier to do on Radiant and apparently it's also even faster. Anyway, thanks for watching, see you guys.